Hello, everyone. Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Okie dokie. So, if you can see us or hear us, please let us know. Leave a comment. Tell us where you're joining from. Okay, we're live on LinkedIn. That is fantastic. Okay. Hi, Benedicta. How are you doing? Hello. Hi, Benedicta. Where are you joining us from? If you are joining this live stream right now, let us know where you're joining us from. I'm here in Calgary, Alberta, and Gilbert is in Ontario.
Toronto.
Yeah. Let us know if you can see us and hear us. Let us know where you're joining us from. Welcome. Hi, Augusta. Augusta is in Nigeria. Welcome, everybody. We're so happy to be here. We've been planning this for a while. I'm glad we're able to do this. And
Yeah.
we're going to be talking about how to land your dream job as a newcomer to Canada. So if you are in Canada, new to Canada, or moving here anytime soon, these are the conversations we want to start having with you. Simply because it's such a challenge for newcomers to Canada with landing jobs and jobs within their fields, right? Because not just any kind of job is befitting for a professional, especially if you came in here as a federal skilled worker. So you have experience from back home. The experience qualified you to even be invited to Canada, and you passed all of those requirements to be here. So you are deserving of that role that you already worked in, that you used to come into Canada, and not um, you know, scraping for survival jobs just to get Canadian experience, with all of those things that you hear, which is not true. We're talking about, strategies that you can employ, what to do, and just giving you some sort of a mindset shift in terms of your foreign experience, right? A lot of people downplay their foreign experience. They doubt that their experience from back home would be enough for them to actually land fantastic jobs, even up to six-figure jobs, and even senior management jobs. It is possible. And, we're talking more about that today. Welcome everyone who has joined us. Gabriel, Badmus, Taiwo, Shama, Benedict, Idowu, Fauza. Welcome everybody. All right. So my name is Eno Eka. I am the CEO of Any Consulting Incorporated. We provide business and technology consulting, and the founder of Business Analysis School, where we help professionals land six-figure jobs in business analysis, project, and product management. Um, and I am so happy to host the session today. And with me is Gurpreet. So, Gurpreet, please tell us a little bit about yourself, quick introduction about who you are.
Yes. First of all, thank you, for having me live with you. And my name is Gurpreet Korman, and by trade, I'm an HR expert, and I've been in HR for 15 plus years. I'm a founder of my HR consulting company called HR Superhero, as well as I'm a career coach, and I'm a founder of GKM Coaching, where I've helped hundreds of career professionals just like you land their dream jobs, increase their salaries to double to almost triple their salaries in a matter of 60 days or less. And it's great to be here with Eno to help newcomers to Canada. One of the passions that align me and Eno together to come on to this live today is the passion to helping newcomers, where, I've seen so many newcomers come into Canada and then they're struggling to land jobs just because the system isn't set up to help them properly. I've helped so many newcomers land, their dream jobs here, their first job in Canada, within their domain, within their expertise, within their fields, with the same level that they were back home to here in Canada, and making the amount of money there should be with their expertise. And a lot of them, I've helped them land six figures. So guys, if you're a newcomer here to Canada, it is so doable for you to land same level job that you were in from your home country to also, let's say you have 10 plus years experience, you can easily be making 6 figures here as well. It's just a matter of knowing step by step what to do. And that's why we are here today. So let us know in the comments who here is a newcomer to Canada.
Yes, let us know in the comments. Are you a newcomer to Canada? How long have you been in Canada for? And let us know, what do you do for work? What's your job title? So, are you currently working? What's your job title? Or, what's your, if you are new to Canada, what did you do back home? So let us know in the chat. I'll be looking out for your comments. So that's to everyone: Benedict, Shamar, Ido, Ibrahim, Benedict. Let us know. Are you a newcomer to Canada? What's your career? What's your career path? What role have you worked in? What kind of roles are you looking for? Let us know in the chat. So that we can identify newcomers. Okay, so Benedict came into Canada in November 2021. She's in IT. Okay. Interesting. All right. Welcome, Benedict. Welcome. I think I'll still call myself a newcomer to Canada. Because I came in here 4 years ago. So maybe I'm still a newcomer. Alrighty. So Sharma says 1.5 years, recently got laid off, facing difficulty to have a job now. I have experience as a technical recruiter. I'm sure Gurpreet has a lot of tips for you there. All right, make sure that you stay locked into this session.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So Chikuka Obi, I have been here for 4 years. My expertise is in database administration. All right. Okay. Shanae says I'm in the US, but I'm an RN looking to transition to Scrum and business analysis. Fantastic. Benedict says I'm looking for a 6-figure salary. Of course, you're deserving of that.
You're in the right place.
You are deserving of that. Ikirika says she came in December 2019. So what do you do for work, Ikirika? What do you do? Okay, Badmut says 2 months in Canada, no jobs yet. I coordinate building projects. So are you looking for project coordinator roles or project management roles? What have you done, and how are you able to translate that experience in the construction industry? Badmus. Alrighty. So Taiwo says finance manager in a multinational, planning a switch to business and data analytics. Fantastic. Fantastic. Alrighty. Benedict says, okay. Oh, yeah. Benedict says she wants to transition to BA or Scrum Master as well. All right. Akash says, looking for a data analyst job in Calgary remote. I have 3 years of experience. Are you in Canada though? Wow. Inkirika says 2+ years of experience. She's been in Canada for 2+ years and has been working as a cleaner. Wow. What did you do back home in Kirika?
Yeah.
What did you do back home? You shouldn't be working in a cleaning job.
Yeah. Definitely.
I'm glad you're here. This is the right place to be. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy you're here in Kirika. This is the right place to be.
Responsible worker, but have master's degree in HR.
Yeah. Badma says BA is what I look up to. Okay. Idowu says I'm a technical and enterprise solutions architect, 12+ years of experience in Africa. Okay. Inkiru says home support worker, but have a master's degree in HR. Wow. Okay.
That is I want to feel so bad that you're working as a cleaner and you're highly educated and you have a master's degree in HR, but yet you're working here as a cleaner. What happened?
Yeah.
What happened? Let us know, like, what steps did you take, and maybe we can help you. Maybe there was a missing piece or something. What led you to end up taking a cleaner's job, which is obviously a survivor's job.
Mm.
You're definitely in the right place today because we are going to help you land that HR job that you should be in if you have a master's degree, right? Like, let's put your master's to use and let's get the ROI on the master's you've
Mm-hmm.
invested in. So many people are investing so much money
Mm-hmm.
in upgrading their skills, be it masters or getting certifications, but
Yeah.
the one skill that no one's investing in and that you need in your entire career is knowing how to sell yourself. But everybody
Mm.
is blindly investing so much money on these masters. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for, upgrading yourself and learning and development for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But the key is there needs to be a time where you put a pause and ask yourself, okay, I'm investing all this money, but what's my ROI? The reason
Exactly.
a lot of people are not getting the ROI is because many of us have never been taught. I was one of those people, was never taught how to sell myself beyond a job description. We are not job descriptions. We're not just doing a job because that's our job descriptions.
Mm-hmm.
Companies are benefiting from us, from our genius, like our zone of genius, our talent, our gifts. Companies, you are all, everyone that's listening here right now, or if you're listening to this replay, I want you to know one thing: you are gifted, you are talented, you're a smart individual. You deserve to be in the role you want, and you
Mm-hmm.
deserve to be paid
Mm-hmm.
right amount of money for your brain, for your talent, for that genius that is in you that the company's always benefiting from. You need to make that amount of money that the company is getting ROI from you as well, right? So remember, you also deserve the equal payback from the profits you generate for the company from your geniusness that you have that's already in you. But the key is the 15 plus years that I've been in HR, as long as I've also as a coach, one thing I've seen is many people go day to day working and working and working and don't even know what they're genius at.
Mm.
So that's one question I'm going to pose right now to every single person that's listening. Do you know what you are a genius in? Let us know in the comments. Because
Yeah.
that
Do
is
you know your genius? What's your
yeah,
unique value proposition? What makes you stand out from all the people who have a master's in HR, or all the people who are, accountants or business analysts or scrum masters or nurses or database analysts, right? What makes you stand out? Or all the project coordinators or project managers, right?
yeah,
Yeah, Tolu says, due to arriving in Ontario in the winter, I have a BSc in computer science, master in business systems analysis, CBAC trained, left BA, and in market insights, looking to major in BA and data analysis when I arrive. Okay, well, fantastic. We will see you soon in Canada. Yes, I'm in Canada. Akash is in Canada, completed a diploma in big data analytics. Nice, well done. Okay, Gabriel is a PhD student in the US, looking for remote roles in Canada. He is a BI intelligence analyst. Alrighty. Okay. Fauzat is practicing business management. Looking to move to Canada. Okay. Alrighty. Toying is in Canada, working for a government agency, looking to change career paths to BA project management. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm glad you're here, Toying. Okay. So in Kirika says, I've done a lot of career development in Canada, such as employee engagement, customer service, hospitality. Okay, so is that career development, or so that's like taking courses? Well, those short courses, they don't really have any major impact, right? Because you have a bachelor's and master's in HR. So you should be working in the HR function. And the HR
yeah,
function is like so wide that you can even decide to specialize and not just be a HR generalist or HR business partner, right? So what's your unique selling point? Like, what makes you stand out? What's your zone of genius? What's your unique value proposition? These are the things that you need to know and understand, because when you are coming into a new country like this, like, there's people who are already here, who have schooled here, who were born here, have the experiences, have the network, right, to get into those roles. But you're coming here new to the system, So you have to find ways to stand out. You have to find ways to stand out, and that's
Yeah.
important. And that's why Gilbert asked that. So Shanae says her genius is emotional intelligence and making people feel comfortable. That is a good skill to have. Like that is a fantastic skill to have.
So I want to interject. When I say your zone of genius, I'm not the question isn't about what skills you have. The questions it's a deeper question
Mm-hmm.
than just saying, I emotional intelligence and I feel make people feel comfortable. That's not your zone of genius. That's something you're good at. Great, right? That's great. But what are your genius in? Like, for example, I'm a genius in helping people land their dream jobs and make six-figure income, double to triple their salaries, right? I'm a genius in that, and I have a whole blueprint or strategy, step by step, on how to make that happen. Here is a genius in helping people become business analysts, and it's why she opened the business analyst school, and she has a whole framework, step by step, on how to make that happen. That's her zone of genius, right? That's one of our zone of geniuses. Now we have multiple zones of geniuses. I'm an expert in my zone of genius in HR is attracting a talent and retaining talent. Now the steps I go to attract talent, yes, I need to have the right skills in order to do that. I have to have the right skills and knowledge and have the right experience to know how to retain talent, right? Culture building, recruiting, and all that great stuff. That is what I need to know and have the skills to do, but that is not what my zone of genius is. And this is where many people fail in order to sell themselves, is because we're selling ourselves based on skills, and we're not selling ourselves from the zone of our genius. Every single one of you is a genius in something because you're doing it every single day. How many people, I can guarantee you, every single person here has a blueprint of what they do, and you don't even know it. The blueprint is the everyday thing you're doing. You've mastered it to do it faster, efficient, or effectively, and you created your own process of doing it. That's your blueprint, right? So you're a genius at something. Every single person here is a genius in something, but it's way beyond your experience, your skills, and your job titles. So I want you to dig deeper. And this is not an answer you can actually come right now. No one here can tell me this answer unless you've actually thought about it and have
Mm-hmm.
put the time and effort to actually sit there back and say, you know what, I'm a genius in this. You know how long it took me to sit there and think, oh my God, I'm a genius in attracting and retaining talent. I kept saying, I'm a genius in HR. I can do culture. I'm a genius at building positive culture. I'm a genius in recruiting. I can recruit and da 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 da. I kept saying all the things, but what I really should have said was, I'm a genius, which came with the whole entrepreneur learning, was, wait a minute, I need to be a genius in something and position myself as an expert. So I position myself as an expert of attracting and retaining talent. In order to attract talent, I need to know employer branding, recruiting, how to attract talent, right? But then I also need to know how to retain the talent I'm hiring, onboarding process, new hire process, company culture, and all that, performance, KPIs, and all the great stuff. I need to know how to have the knowledge to know and how to do all that, but I'm not going and positioning myself that I can do everything in HR. But my zone of genius was these two things, which then trumbles down to me knowing how to do everything, right? So think there for a second or a minute, beyond your experience, beyond your education, beyond your skills, and then answer this question: what are you a genius in? Because that's what the company is profiting from you. That's how they benefit from you, and they're doing it. If you're already working in a job, I can guarantee you the company's benefiting from that genius from you.
That's very deep, guys. And yeah, I don't expect you to have the answer like right away, because you have to actually do some deep thinking. And that's where the work starts, right? It starts with the deep thinking, asking yourself those questions and drilling down to say, what makes me stand out? What makes me different from everybody else? And trust me, if you have ever worked with a career coach that doesn't help you do that first, like, that person doesn't know what they're doing. Like every coaching for your career should help you start with that. You start with the basics of what is my zone of genius, my unique selling point, what makes it different from everybody else. And that's how you now create, what you now create, the what you want to achieve in the future. So this is what the future me is going to look like. This is what I am aiming for and achieving and want to achieve, rather. So definitely take that down in your notes. What are the things that make I'm a genius at, and what makes me stand out? Not just the skills, right? But what makes you different from everybody else? Alrighty, absolutely. Thank you.
That's
Thank
the
you.
key, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna piggyback on what you said. You said something
Yeah.
interesting, like if a career coach can't help you first figure out what your zone of genius is, then they're
Mm-hmm.
not a good coach. And I want to echo back on that. That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna look for a career coach to work with, make sure the first thing they're going to do for you is to help you identify and figure out what you are genius in, because that's where then they can take that and position you as the expert for that on the resume, on the cover letter. Guess what? When we are positioning ourselves as experts, we're going to command more money. We're going to make more money. That's just a byproduct of
Mm-hmm.
coming across that you're an expert. But if a career coach is just taking your experience and then just saying, okay, let's put this in a resume, and this is how to do it, and this is how we
Mm-hmm.
create a LinkedIn profile, then they're doing a disservice to you, because they don't the key isn't about getting a resume done or having the perfect resume or having the perfect LinkedIn. The key is, well, what are your genius in? Because that's what you need to go sell yourself to the employer. If you don't even know what you're genius in, how are you going to ace those interviews to then land those job offers, to then even land a higher paying salary? So somebody here that said that they wanted to make six figures, you can't make six figures if you don't know what you're genius in, because that's
Exactly.
what companies are paying us, right? For our intelligence, our smartness, our brains, our that gift we have. But if you don't even know, I can tell you, I can guarantee you 98% or 99% people on this call don't know what their zone of genius is beyond saying, this is my domain and this is my skill. Like, I
Yeah.
can guarantee you, because I've been this 2 weeks, I've talked to 20-30 people on one-on-one, and I
Mm.
always asked them this question, and they couldn't answer it beyond just saying, I have this experience, I'm a great leader, or I'm good at this and good at that. But that's not your zone of genius.
Mm. Absolutely. So there's definitely work that needs to be done there, and definitely reiterating that look, guys, like that's where to start from. Yeah, and you have to just stand out, right? And going back to being a newcomer in Canada, those are the things that would help you, finding your own zone of genius and being able to stand out from everyone, right? Everyone is trying to land remote jobs these days, but it's so competitive. Like everybody wants that, right? Everybody wants to work in a six-figure job, so it's more competitive. So you have to find ways to stand out. All right, so let's talk about the newcomer experience in Canada. I would say I'm a newcomer to Canada. I've been here for 4 years now, a citizen of Canada, and I must
When
say,
you ask that question, when can you stop saying you're a newcomer?
I don't know. I hear 5 years. That's what I hear.
Really? I thought it would be done after a year.
I hear 5 years.
Yeah.
That's what I hear. Yeah, but I definitely would still call myself that, because I mean, every day I still experience things and I still find out new things about, my new home country. And and also, I just still have those experiences every day. And working with a lot of newcomers, I learn a lot from their own experiences. Like, talking about my experience, when I got here, I didn't have any, friends or family or any network here. So I had to find my own network. I had to build my own community. And I started using LinkedIn for that, creating posts and content, reaching out to people on, in the DMs, booking those, chats with them to learn even before I got here. So building that community for myself, was very important for me, so that it didn't feel very lonely. And of course, there were people who were able to help me, advise me, as well. Not all advice I got was the right advice, but being able to also decipher what works for me and not what worked for them, was very important, and that really helped me. But I really got to realize that it is very different. So just like you were saying here, Benedict, the job market is different. Like, I remember getting my first interview and I bombed that interview because it was so different from the typical interview that I'm used to back home. So being able to prepare yourself in terms of understanding what makes you stand out, your unique value proposition, understanding how to put together your resume, your LinkedIn profile, how to network the right way, how to be visible and be seen, as well, how to negotiate, so many things about building your own personal brand is so important. And those are a lot of things that newcomers lack and struggle with, especially getting the wrong advice. Like, a lot of people, they're told, oh, you just have to be a support worker, you just have to work at the Walmart, like that's what everybody does. You have to be a security guard, that's what everybody does, so just do that. And then after like a year or two, you now have Canadian experience, and then you can go land a six-figure job, right? You can't just go from being a security guard, to just landing a six-figure job like that without doing the work that's required. So, Giprit, I want to ask you,
Sure.
as a, as a HR leader and a career coach, what have you seen so far? You have spoken to thousands of new immigrants. So, what are the common things you've seen across, new immigrants that come into Canada? Common mistakes they're making, common challenges that they're facing.
hmm The number one common mistake I see new immigrants or newcomers making is the resume, right? Um, not knowing not knowing how to write a resume, and also calling it CV. I was on a call with somebody today and they called it CV, and I said, okay, so that's the one thing. Like, we
Mhm.
we don't call it CV, we call it resumes, right?
Yeah.
I've never used, maybe I can be wrong, but from 15 years of working in HR, we've always called it resume. We've never said a CV. So one thing I would say is one common mistake I see people making is not learning right off the bat the lingo we talk, right? And that goes with the same mistake as saying sir and ma'am. I always correct people right away and said, hey, just address me by Gurpreet. And then I always say,
Mhm.
hey, are you new to Canada? Yeah, how'd you know? I was like, because you're calling me ma'am.
Mhm.
I did the same thing at my local place that I love getting the Indian food from, and she said "ma'am," and I was like, "My name's Gurpreet." I go, "You new here?" Like, she's like, "Yeah, I've been here like a year or two." I go, "That's why." I go, "She's like, how did you know?" I go, "Because you call me ma'am," and I go, "We don't
Mhm.
talk like that. We don't say Sarah, ma'am. We always address people by the first names."
Mhm.
So one of the biggest thing is not knowing how to write a resume to Canadian standard. And that simply means that a lot of people are still adapting. And it's no fault to you because, as a newcomer, you are told to go to, you're paired with employment agencies. And I'm not trying to discredit employment agencies, but they're also not equipped to properly navigate the job market in many, many aspects because job market has changed so much, and especially in the last 2 years, especially after the pandemic, we've seen so many shifts happen
Mm.
in companies in the job market as well as hiring as well as companies, right? That it isn't all about me, 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 me. So this is a common mistake all career professionals make. But the newcomers are making it a little bit in terms of they're writing it as positioning themselves as right off the bat that I don't have Canadian experience, right? Um,
Mhm.
and I always tell people to remove the locations and cities from your home
Very
country
important.
right
Yeah.
away. Like you don't want the reader to just see, let's say you're from India and you're just writing India, 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 and right away you're already saying you don't have Canadian experience, right? So not understanding the resume part, but then not understanding that here companies use applicant tracking systems, right? So some people understand that, some people don't. And then common mistake I see is some people understand there's an applicant tracking system, so they fill their resume with keywords. And then it's like, okay. You filled it with keywords, but the reader is, when it comes in front of the reader needs to be prompt to take action, and then you need to grab their attention, right? So don't write your resume just to fill keywords. Don't write your resume how you write it from back home, but really write it from, first step is to really understand who are you selling to and what is it their needs, right? You have to write a resume from, like it's a commercial. I tell people all the time, resume is a commercial. Like watch a Tide commercial. And if you watch Tide commercial, they're not telling you and pitching you that they've been making Tide detergent from 30, 40, 50, 60 years. They're touching on your pain points, and then they say, if it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide. I even know their tagline. Clean, it's got to be Tide, right? And then we go and we remember these little gimmicks, these little taglines, right? And we remember that. And then we're like, oh, okay, if it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide, right? But they're touching on our pain points. They're touching on dirty clothes, stains, and so on. And then you drop in them. Now they have the pause, and then your clothes are clean, right? They're touching on our pain points. So first step in actually writing a resume is to really understand the pain points that your target employer has and that they need solved, and then you touch on that pain point, and then you show them through bullets in each of your organization how you solved them by showcasing, this is how I implemented the solution to solve this problem, which resulted in this results, right? So, and the biggest common mistake I see people writing is job descriptions on their resumes. I see it not just a lot with newcomers, just simply because you're coming from a different country, and maybe that's how country writes it, but here a lot, it's all about results. People are motivated and driven by hiring people that are going to get them results. So you want to focus your resume to be result oriented. You want to showcase your results. So that's like the biggest two things I would say.
Absolutely. And I think that area of just putting down job description, like I tell people this all the time, like I want to hire someone who is a performer, a high achiever. I want to know tell me how you were able to take your company from 10 customers to 100 customers within a month. Then I want to know, what strategies did you implement? Tell me how you helped your company double, 2x, 3x their revenue in 6 months. Tell me how you were able to retain customers, increase customer satisfaction. Like, what are those metrics that you were able to actually help the company meet their business objectives? Trust me, if your title is Scrum Master, Business Analyst, Project Manager, whatever your title is, nurse, whatever your title is right now, and you're looking for, data analyst, and you're looking for a job, you have to tie it to the business objectives. What was the impact of your role? Like, that's important. Not that, oh, I led some meetings, I spoke to clients on the phone and think, no, nobody needs to know that. We just focused on the achievements that you have and that you have created, and the things that you can also do for their company. So that's really important. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the very, very the very, very scary phrase, Canadian experience. Canadian experience that we hear about like all the time. Canadian experience, no Canadian experience. What is what's your take on Canadian experience as a HR leader who definitely is vocal about that, being against that, and vocal about it on LinkedIn about Canadian experience being a requirement to hire professionals. So I want to hear from you, your thoughts on Canadian experience and your advice to newcomers.
So my take on the whole no Canadian experience is, well, I always, when a hiring manager said that to me, anytime when we're hiring, I would say, well, what is it? What do you mean? Well, explain. Like my HR style is different. I'm not a puppet. I don't take orders from hiring managers. I really ask questions. So if it's like, no, we don't want no Canadian experience, I don't want to look at a candidate who doesn't have Canadian experience, I ask questions. Why? Walk me through why. Like, why is that important that a candidate must have Canadian experience? And then when I ask this question, they start to give me a breakdown, then I'm then probing more, right? Usually it all comes down to, yeah, you know what, yeah, it doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't. Or it's always just depending on the industry. Don't get me wrong. Some industries, yeah, maybe, right? Like I remember one of my clients who said this, and I said, why? I really asked the question why, and he being an immigrant himself, he said, listen, it's a construction industry. If we put a candidate who has no Canadian experience on the field, those construction people will eat the person alive because they're going to take advantage of them, right? But then he took a step back and said, well, okay, well, I can train this person, so I can hire them as a junior, train them, and put them on the field. So you got to ask why, right? And get their mind to work. And I remember having the one conversation with the one hiring manager. I'm like, okay, but let me flip it on the other side. Look at it. Okay, you're thinking, maybe they don't understand the culture. It's going to take some time to integrate them. They're going to have barrier of lacking knowledge. Maybe not, right? But I go, okay, but let's look on the one other side. I see an individual who is not afraid of change.
Yeah.
They left their comfort, their family, their friends, packed up and came to a new country. That speaks volumes because I can't do that. Straight up. I'm an entrepreneur. I can take risks and I'm a go-getter. But in this one area, no. I openly admit it. I will not pack up and go to a new country. No. No. That's a big decision that I can openly right now say no to. Especially to a whole different country where I know nobody. Definitely not. If I'm going to move to a place, I will only move if I know somebody and is a little bit comfortable knowing somebody. I'm very family oriented, so I need some family. So for me, it's a no. Someone tells me to move to India, even though I have so much family, it's still hell no. Because that's one country I just can't live in. So again, but I know, but that's the element, right? I look at people who can do that. I hands down salute you because I know I can do it. And if someone has that ability to move to another country, they can do anything. They're overcoming fears. So why are people missing them to say no Canadian experience? If they can come to a new country and learn and integrate themselves, they have the ability to come and do a job and learn and integrate. It's just a matter of integrating. It's not even a matter of 1 week or 2 weeks to get them integrated. But I'm gonna say to newcomers, you should already integrate yourself. So once you get that PR, right? This is one common mistake I see a lot of newcomers making is that when they got their PR, what should have automatically switched on your brain was, let me research, pardon my language, research the shit out of the industry in Canada. So I'm up to par of the lingo, how they talk, what words they use, how they say things. That is something you can do. There's absolutely no excuse because we have this. You have this, you are privileged. First of all, you have this because you're coming to Canada. So that means you have the means to have a smartphone. So a lot of people have a lot of excuses for why they didn't do something. But I would say stop making excuses. The minute you got PR, you should have been on this device and learning everything about your industry in Canada and already started your research and homework on it, how people talk, the culture, all this stuff is important because this is where you overcome the fear that somebody has of no experience. To me, I don't care about no Canadian experience at all. I don't think it has any factor in it. But interesting, someone on my network posted this yesterday, and me and Nino were just talking about this before when we live.
Yeah.
Canada's the only country that has phobia around no Canadian experience. US never once asked if a candidate has US experience. UK doesn't, he said. He wrote this. He's in the recruitment industry. He goes, it's only Canada that always says, no Canadian experience. I don't want to see a candidate.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting. His post was really interesting and thought-provoking. We should ask all Canadian employers why. I know when I work in HR, and some hiring managers tells me it must have Canadian experience, I say why. I question.
Yeah. And the funny thing about this whole Canadian experience is not like and the funny thing is, like, I've seen people say, oh, I was told that, if I go work at Tim Hortons for, a couple of months, or I work at Walmart for a couple of months, I'll be able to now land that job as a, director of marketing, or land that job as a senior project manager, because I now have Tim
Oh
Hortons on
yeah.
my resume. Like,
Oh my
like,
God.
I remember being told, like, I had to start at Sobeys or Staples or Superstore, like,
How
start
is
as
that
a
you
sales
getting
associate.
Canadian experience in your domain? I didn't understand the concept. Someone said this, that the employment center said this. I'll go, but how is you working in Tim Hortons if you're in IT and you go and work in Tim Hortons, you get the Canadian experience? That is still no Canadian experience, because when an employer is saying, or hiring manager is saying no Canadian experience, they're saying it that you don't have
In that
experience in
industry.
that industry, in that domain here in Canada. They're not going to look at your resume and say you worked in Tim Hortons for a couple of months. Okay, you got Canadian experience. No, I never understood that. Why employment centers do that. I still,
Yeah. I guess it's just the knowledge level too, because even when I, came into Canada, like, I did go to like some employment centers, and they were sending me, like, warehouse jobs, jobs on farms and things like that. And, I was, kind of disheartened, because I was expecting so much more, but I didn't get that. But, thankfully I landed a job. And funny how the other people who were, attending those programs, that are reaching out to me, like, how are you able to do this? Because we're told you have to do the 6-month bridging program and things like that. And, find anything that we can do, any survival job or transitional job. I'm like, well, I didn't do that, and you don't have to. And that brings me to, my next point or topic, which is that your foreign experience is actually an asset, so much
mhm,
of an asset for you, because
mhm.
you are already different from everybody else. You're unique. You're bringing your experience from what? The UAE, from Egypt, from Kenya, from the UK, right? You're bringing that foreign experience because you have a different view around topics, around the industry, that you can actually use to help that company within that industry. So you
Yes,
have to understand how to sell it. And a lot of job seekers don't understand that it is a selling process. You're selling yourself and saying, hey, my name is Eno Eka, I'm a business analyst, and I'm the best there is. You need to hire me right now if you want to move XYZ to ABC. If you want to achieve this, I've done it in the past in this company where I worked at, verifiable experience. You can actually speak to my manager. I can do this for you. It is a sales experience, selling yourself. That's the job search process. Whoever is able to, position themselves in the right way, sell their skills and experience in the right way, from their resume to their
mm,
LinkedIn, and on the interview, lands the job confidently. Doing that confidently lands the job. So it is an asset for you. It's not something I've seen people, I remember, someone recently was trying to land a senior project manager job and took away all of her experience in Nigeria, 10 years of experience. She said she was told that she should take that out. I'm like, how do you get a senior job where you don't have 10 plus years of experience on your resume? You took everything out, took it
yeah.
out of your LinkedIn and your resume. Who's giving you that bad advice?
Too many people are giving too many bad advice.
Yeah.
And then, but the thing is, people are blindly taking these advice.
Mm-hmm.
That's the sad part, is people are actually taking advice from people who may not even be the right people to help them.
Yeah.
Anyone that tells you that you need to remove your experience from your home country, they clearly, and please hear me out loud and write this down. If someone tells you to remove your entire career history from your home country, they clearly don't know how to help you, because your biggest asset is the fact that you don't have Canadian experience. Is that your biggest asset is the experience you're bringing into this country from a different country. And it's why you got the PR to begin with. Canada is not just giving out PR for the sake of giving PR. They're giving it out because they're bridging the skills, right? There's a gap in skills, and they're bridging that gap by handing out PRs, and that's why there's a requirement that you have to match in order to qualify and get the PR, right? So first step is first to understand why you even got the PR to begin with. Number two thing is, your biggest asset is that you don't have Canadian experience. Your biggest asset and the biggest benefit you're bringing to the table here to any employer here in Canada is the experience you have from home country. But the key is to know how to leverage that as a benefit that would then translate to them, the hiring manager, that it is a benefit. Again, sales psychology. You have to know their problem better than they know it. And hence you can then position, hey, but here's how I can solve your problems, X, Y, and Z, and here's what you're missing, and here's what you're lacking, here's what you need, and here's what you need to do, and here's what you need to integrate. And guess what? I know how to do this because I did this in my home country, right? So you need to understand their problems better than they do. And the biggest in for you is leveraging the experience that you have from your home country that no one's using here. Now, I'm not trying to diss Canada. Like, this is my country. I'm born here. I'm not dissing my own home country. But I got to keep it real and say we're not the most innovative country. Yeah. We're not the most developed country either. There are so many countries out there that are really more advanced than we are. Especially if you're in the IT field. IT, like, is... I'm not, again, there are other countries like Singapore, Dubai, India, there are more, China, Asian countries, they're more advanced.
Yeah.
We are. So knowing that, like knowing where your industry is lacking, and that's what I told my clients. You need to learn where is your industry here in Canada lacking, that you actually have the experience, and you take that and you position that as your selling future, and your that's the benefit they're going to get because you're the only one that's going to have that knowledge and expertise and experience, because they don't have it because it doesn't exist here. So that's your true. Biggest asset.
That's true for sure. And, like you earlier said, I wanted to touch on that again in case anyone missed that. When you're coming in as a new immigrant, the first thing you want to do is do an industry analysis, understand your industry, that field and domain that you want to work. Is it banking? Is it engineering? Is it energy? Is it healthcare? Is it manufacturing? Do your analysis and your research on that domain. Do a comparative and say, what is it like in my country, home country? What is it like in Canada? And then do what we call that gap analysis, right? See what the gaps are. Just like Jupiter said, there are so many gaps, especially if you're looking at technology and banking and other industries. I'm sure there are lots of gaps, and you can leverage that. I have, been a part of a nationwide implementation, that was for 1 million customers, for example. Maybe the company you're going to work at, they have just 100,000 customers, but you've done an implementation that was rolled out to 1 million customers, right? You can use that as your own leverage, right? So find out what you can use to position yourself. And like I always say, leverage your experience. Your experience is what is going to get you there. And make sure you actually position your experience as a benefit to the employer. Position as a benefit to the employer. And then when you're actually speaking about your experience and your value, make sure you're using metrics, right? You want to talk about in dollars and cents, in numbers, in percentages, timelines, things like that are music to the ears of any hiring manager. And, Gary can tell you that she's smiling. That's music to the ears of any hiring manager. Once you're able to tie the results you get, right, to the company's objectives, to the bottom line, right, saying that, based off of this implementation I was a part of, or this integration or this campaign, we're able to grow our revenue, to this number. We're able to increase customer acquisition, and that also helped to increase our revenue to XYZ. Those are the things that they want to hear and see. And then also, I definitely want us to, talk about something that, you're always also very vocal about and always, speak about and also teach about all the time, which is, being able to access the job market. So the invisible job market, where roles are not posted online, but you can access them through your network and things like that. So please, definitely touch on, the visible job market, right? So the normal job market where we see the jobs on the job boards, but there are also those opportunities that never even get to come on the job boards, or are there for like a very short while because somebody's gets in like so fast.
Mhm. So what Eno's talking about, it's called the hidden job market, aka
Yeah.
everybody calls it a hidden job market. I call it the non-visible job market, and we have a visible job market, just to differentiate. There's two components of the job market. For you to be successful in your job search, you need to understand how the job market works and then how to navigate it so that you can speed up your results 10 times faster. So now there's a job market job markets consist of two components. One is visible job market, which is the job postings that we see on job boards like LinkedIn, Indeed, and so on, right? Now, that makes up about 20% of all available jobs. That's what, according to research, there's tons of research done on this for centuries. Now, on a hidden job market, research shows over and over and over. There's research done by Harvard University, top universities here in Canada and US as well, that hidden job market first was not a new concept. It's an old concept that's been around for centuries and decades. And this component, this job market, it's made of almost 80% of all available jobs. It simply means job got filled before there was a need to post it. So there was no need. Not every company will post a job. They don't have to post all jobs unless it's a public traded company, and that's part of their policy that all jobs need to be posted. But I also have inside knowledge from many recruiters who have told me that they're only posting it just because it's a policy, but they already have a candidate.
Yeah.
So that candidate came through the hidden job market, and they're just posting it for 2 weeks. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to interview anybody. It's just a requirement because that's the policy. The public traded company, that's their policy, right? And even if it wasn't a public traded company, it's just if that's their policy, they got to follow it, right? So that doesn't mean that they don't already have a candidate lined up. They already do, but they're just going to post it and just say, hey, we follow the policy, we posted it, here's the candidate we hired, right? So hidden job market, research shows, makes up of 80%. Now, traditionally speaking, a lot of people, and I know this too because I remember sitting in those employment government agencies when I was one time unemployed, and that many years ago, there's a requirement when you're unemployed, you had to go through these seminars that the employment centers provided, this Ontario service, so you get the stamp that you are unemployed and you're looking for a job. So that's when I learned about the hidden job market. And then they were talking it's all about networking, who you know. So go and start networking. Nowadays, people are saying, okay, network, go on LinkedIn, and then send a bunch of connection requests to people and HR to recruiters, then hit them up with your resumes or ask for informational interviews, hit people up for companies that you want to work for, and then ask them to meet you for coffee chat or informational interview. So people are doing this and they're sending out these requests, and then people are like, oh, well, I got ghosted, no one's replying back to me. Or I remember this guy who sent out 200 or 300 informational interview requests, and maybe 10 people replied back. And I said, well, what does that tell you? His answer made me laugh because he thought he just needs to continue going. And no, you sent out 200 informational interview requests, 10 people replied back, and out of the 10, how many actually even turned into interviews? 1 or 2, he said, where it was, and I go, who interviewed you? HR. That's all the information interviews given. It's time, the ROI on your time. It's not an efficient way to access the hidden job market. One of the best ways to actually access the hidden job market is every single one of you is sitting on it. It's called LinkedIn. Recruiters, 90% of recruiters turn to LinkedIn when they're looking for talent. They're like building their pipelines, or they have a role. So like recruitment agencies, they have, like, especially now, September, October is so much hot month for recruitment agencies where they're slammed with hiring needs. They're not going to go and post every single job requirement that they're working for a client. This because they got hired to give a fast turnaround. So the turnaround so fast, what they're gonna do? They're gonna go look for the candidate in their candidate pool or go on LinkedIn. 90% of recruiters actually turn to LinkedIn and do cold outreach directly to candidates. Hiring managers do this too. They're always looking for talent. So guess what? They're also joining like LinkedIn groups or on LinkedIn and doing direct reach, right? So your LinkedIn is a search engine. That's what it is. It's a Google, but it's LinkedIn. It's a search engine. If you're not appearing on searches, then your LinkedIn profile is not search engine optimized. If no one's reaching out, no one's viewing your profile, same thing. It's not search engine optimized. If no one's reaching out to you, your numbers can be really great as a search number. But if no one's DMing you for job opportunities, again, your LinkedIn profile is now set up to attract and have people contact you for the right opportunities. Your LinkedIn needs to work for you as a job seeker, as a career professional. It needs to land you opportunities. It should be working when you're even sleeping. It works for me when I'm sleeping. I will wake up and my inbox is full.
Exactly.
People reaching out to me for my expertise every single day. So people need to find you. People need to reach out to you. But if they can't find you, how are they going to reach out to you? They could probably found you, but then if they went through your LinkedIn profile and there was nothing for them to like say, I gotta reach out to this candidate, you lost. You lost. If no one knows what I'm talking about, go to your LinkedIn profile and you can go look at your analytics. So go to your personal LinkedIn profile and you can look at your analytics numbers, and it's only private to you. And you can see the number called search appearance and what that number looks like. And then you can even see what keywords you were found by. And then you should look at the second number you should be looking at is, it says profile views. You should be looking, I don't know if I can share screen.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, let me see if I can do this properly. Yes, I can. Okay, so is it showing? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I mean. Let me zoom in a little bit. So this is my LinkedIn profile. So this is me. This legitimately is me. So I'm showing you. And let me zoom in. And what you want to do is go to your own personal LinkedIn profile and scroll down to this analytics. See, it says private to you. Okay, this is the number you want to pay attention to. The one on the far right that says search appearance. What is that number? And when you click on this, it will give you keywords you were found by, right? This data is not real time. It's a week old, okay? So this one's from August 30th to September 6th. Keywords you were found for: coach, trainer, business coach, career coach, project manager. So career coach, business coach, trainer, coach. Mine's working. Mine is the project manager. So mine's working, right? So you need to know, people need to find you by, people are going to find you by keywords. Second thing is, the second number we want to look at, how many people have viewed you, right? So now don't be bothered by who viewed you. It doesn't matter. But what we should be worried about is, this number needs to be high, but so does this number. But the biggest test between this number of search appearance and profile view is how many people are actually messaging you for opportunities, reaching out to you for your expertise. And if that is not happening, then your LinkedIn profile is not set up. Now, my middle number, I don't really care about search appearance, because for me, people find me through my content, right? So this is what the middle number is for, is post impressions, just means how many people are viewing my content. But for you, you should be more concerned about search appearance as well as who's viewed you, and then how many people are reaching out to you. And if no one's reaching out to you, this is the biggest way to analyze your LinkedIn to see if it's working for you. And if no one's reaching out to you, then you are not capitalizing on your LinkedIn. Your LinkedIn is your website. It should be working for you every second, even when you're sleeping. It's the best thing to do as a career professional, as job seeker, is set it up so it's a lead magnet, job lead. It's creating job leads for you. You know how much time and energy you will save by this? By setting it up to be correctly, and it requires once a week tweaking it to make sure it's working all the time. It
Mm-hmm.
beats than sitting on job boards and then sitting and applying to 200 job applications, which requires you to fill out application. It can easily take you 10-15 minutes to fill out one application, or you can have them all come to you. It's your choice, and that's why hidden job
Absolutely.
market is the
Yeah.
best way to
Yeah.
access a hidden job market.
Yeah, that's so true. Like, this time is really hot for hiring. Like I tell my students all the time, like fall, it gets so busy.
Yeah,
So plug
also
in. And your LinkedIn profile should attract opportunities for you. You shouldn't be applying to hundreds of applications or trying to find 100 people to have coffee with you. If you have the right LinkedIn profile, it will attract the right opportunities for you.
yeah, it
And you
beats
can
then
build your brand on LinkedIn.
it beats reaching out to folk. Like, you don't need to then
Yeah.
send out, as you said, coffee chats, right? You don't need to ask people for coffee chats. People will be inviting you, saying, hey, come, let's talk, let's hop on a call,
Yeah.
let's do a Zoom call, right? That's what you want to do. We live in a day and age where it's not about who you know, it's about who knows you.
Yeah.
That's the time we're living in now. So anybody that's sitting there saying it's all about your network and it's all about who you know, they're giving you wrong advice. They're giving you old advice that they're not up to date with today's day and age. Today's time, it's all about who knows you. And me and are probably the best examples of that, because we do this every single day.
Yeah.
People are
That's
messaging us because we're creating awareness about us. We have our brand established, and we're doing it by doing it every day, by showing up on LinkedIn every day. We're posting our content, we're creating awareness that we exist, and this is what we exist for, and here's our expertise,
yeah.
and reach out to us. So we can do it, so can you. It's the most simplest thing to do. You don't need to network anymore to land opportunities, because you can create awareness about you and have them come to you. That's the power we have right now, and you want to capitalize on it. So many people are not capitalizing on the power they have on LinkedIn, but everybody's chasing people, everybody's chasing jobs. You don't need to run and chase a job. Instead, get them to chase you. That's the sweetest
Exactly.
spot to be in. And that changed for me as an entrepreneur. When I got all my potential clients to chase me, it was amazing. It
Yeah,
saves so much
absolutely.
time and effort to go and send those cold emails, cold reach,
Mhm.
cold calls. Now I just sit chill. My calendar's booked with people, calls, and everything. And I thought, this is amazing. Wow, what the hell?
Mhm.
Why wasn't I doing this sooner? But again, I didn't know any
Exactly.
better, right? I learned to do this.
Exactly. And there's just so much to learn, guys. Like there's so much. There's so many strategies that you need to implement in every aspect. Creating your unique value proposition, from your resume to your LinkedIn profile to creating that brand that employers would see, and they want to work with you. Like they're desperate to work with you, because I tell my students this all the time. They want you more than you even want them. Like they want to fill that role. As an employer, I know what it's like to have a position open and not have someone being filled right there. We're losing money every day by not having people in strategic positions. So
Mhm.
every role, hits the bottom line in a certain way. So we know that when you're applying for jobs, they also want you. So you don't have to be desperate. Instead, create a great LinkedIn profile. Have your resume done, build a personal brand. There's interview strategies as well that you need to implement in the interview, because when you implement the right interview strategies, you can actually go from just getting a regular role to even a more senior position based on how you answer your questions. And I've seen this all the time with a lot of my students. They go in for like a business analyst role and end up in the senior business analyst role, right? They go in for a team lead position and become like a manager. Like, so these things do happen, and it's how you are able to sell yourself. What you say in the interview matters a lot, right? Getting your resume done, getting your LinkedIn profile done, building your brand, making employers want to hire you like ASAP, building that value minded mindset.
Mhm.
That's very, very, very important. Okay. There's so much that we can share with you, but of course we want you to be able to take this learning, be able to implement it, and you can definitely work with both of us in the Canada Dream Job Bootcamp. So we have a program, an 8-week program that's starting next week, September 13. And in that program, we will be helping you to land your dream job, teaching you the strategies, working with you live every week, and helping you implement all of these things, right? Teaching you all of these things, and you're implementing them, and we're giving you feedback to help you land your job, because it is possible. And even if you've gotten a job already in Canada, and I've had people ask me this question, and you want something more, this is for you. And I've had people also ask, so you're talking about newcomers. What about me? I'm not in Canada. The same strategies still apply, right? The same strategies apply, and we would love to have you in that class. Take advantage, because by the end of this week, I believe, this weekend, we would be closing out the registration, right? So you need to learn how to achieve all of this in terms of the strategies that we'll be teaching, in the Canada Dream Job Bootcamp. So you can go to canadadreamjob.com, see more information about this program. And then also you can send us a DM, reach out to us if you have questions that you want to ask about this program. We have people who are enrolled and they're excited. In fact, in one of them when reached out and like, she can't wait to get started. I said, I know, I can't wait to get started as well, because I know that we're going to be able to do so much, working together. So I know that, this program is going to be beneficial for so many people. It is going to change lives. I know that for sure. I know that it is going to change lives. So if you're tired of being rejected for no Canadian experience, tired of working in a survival job, right? You're being rejected because they say you don't have the Canadian experience, but you're not able to get into your dream role. And we show you the offers of people who have gotten this in such a short time, 30 days to 60 days. Yes, it's possible. So you don't need to work in a survival job. You don't need to worry about gaining Canadian experience. You don't need to feel stuck and bored and unfulfilled in your current role. And work with us to help you. So if you're that person up at night thinking about, if Canada was a good decision to make, I've seen people move back home simply because they didn't land good jobs. They got tired of the suffering as in working those survival jobs. They are scrolling LinkedIn, seeing people saying, I'm happy to announce, right? And you know that you're well qualified to also achieve those roles, but you're not getting them, right? You're starting to feel like you're a loser, like everyone is ahead of you in life. You're feeling overwhelmed, burnt out from applying to multiple multiple jobs. In fact, someone told me that she applies to like 5 or 6 roles in the same company. And I'm like, why would you do that? If you already know your zone of genius, you have a unique value proposition, you wouldn't apply to all the roles. So you're just spraying your resume everywhere.
Yeah.
And that is bad use of your time. So, you're losing out quality time with your family because you work a horrible shift job, or you're in a career that doesn't give you full control over your time. You want that. You want to be able to work remotely, enjoy those benefits and perks people talk about working in their dream jobs. It is possible for you. And you can learn how to use your foreign experience to land your dream job and how to understand your value. And in this program, we will teach you how to earn above the going market rate. Never worry about money again. We'll teach you how to leverage your experience, and very personalized strategies are what we're using, in these classes. We have classes every week. I believe it's going to be every Tuesday from September 13th. We'll be having those classes, and we also have our office hours available for you. So you want to wake up each day excited to work with people, who are talented just like you. You love the work that you do. You want to become sought after expert in your field that every employer wants to pay. You want to understand the secret to making more money in Canada, attracting any employer that comes to you. Learn how to manage your career like a boss. Go ahead in your career, land high-paying jobs, and live your dream life. Unlock your true potential. Land that dream role. Be able to take care of your family. Be able to, provide for yourself in terms of, your housing, the quality of life that you want. It is possible. We share with you, so many other testimonials. So you'll be working with myself, and also with Youre, and we're together our strategies and our blueprints, and we're helping you achieve this within this 8-week period. And the classes start next week, Tuesday. So it's every Tuesday from September 13th to November 1st. 8 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be working with you to help you land your dream job as a newcomer. And I'm so excited about this program because I know that lives are going to change. You would learn how to build a value-based mindset, land any role you want, create an outstanding ATS-friendly resume, create a fully optimized LinkedIn profile that attracts opportunities, build a strong personal brand, develop your unique value proposition, leverage networking to land a high-paying job, how to access the hidden job market, how to build a strong career portfolio. A lot of people actually have years of experience but have no portfolio at all. Like, how would you be in a career for 10 years, in industry for 10, 15 years, no portfolio? So we're going to work with you to teach you how to build a portfolio that speaks for you and gives you opportunity to even interview for higher positions than you were working in back home. And then how to smash those interviews and land those job offers in a matter of days, right? How to be an irresistible candidate, how to communicate your value to any company, make them want to hire you ASAP. It's so important. Being able to communicate your value, they'll want to hire you ASAP. How to use your foreign experience as an advantage over other candidates, and how to confidently negotiate your offer, navigating the Canadian workplace culture, stand out in the remote working environment, leave a lasting impression on your team members while you're hiring managers in your first 90 days, pass your probation, and of course, learn the strategies that you can to even land higher positions afterwards. Now, it typically costs $5,000 to work with each of us. However, you're going to be saving so much and you enroll in this program. So you go to CanadaDreamJob.com. We do have a 2-month payment plan. We have 3 to 12 months payment plan. You can also pay in full. CanadaDreamJob.com. All the information is right there. And you can also see other people testimonials sharing how they're able to land their dream jobs in a matter of weeks. So hurry up right now. We've also, hosted a masterclass where you can actually watch the replay as well on the page to learn more about the strategies that we teach. But if you're here right now, then you definitely want to take advantage of this opportunity to work with us, to help you land your dream job, in Canada. I definitely want to say that, this has been, such an impactful session. When I put up the recording from the masterclass on YouTube, I was going to leave it there for just like a week. And then I started getting messages from people saying that this was so helpful for them that I should please leave it on for longer, because even just watching the masterclass, people were getting a lot of mindset shifts because of the value that was shared. So this training is for anyone at all, any career path that you're in. This is just focused on landing the job. It is not a skills-based training. This, if you're interested in business analysis, Tolu, then you definitely want to go to businessanalysisschool.com and check out the programs there. But this is for anyone at all, who wants to land that dream job, wants to learn those strategies that you can take on with you for life. And I tell people this all the time. When you learn with an amazing career coach like myself or Gilbert, and you learn those strategies, you take them on into your career. I was speaking to one of my students recently. This week, she landed a new position. In 20 months, Gilbert, she has worked in 3 different roles, increasing her salary, moving into higher positions. And she said, I just keep hearing everything you told me, 2 years ago. Like everything, I still use the same strategies. I still say the same way you taught me how to say it. When you learn the right strategies and you know how to sell yourself, you know how to leverage your own experience. You're not copying and pasting something from YouTube or on Google, right? That lives with you forever. You're going to take that skill and you're going to use it, to go forward in your career. So this is for people who are serious and want to work with us throughout the next 8 weeks. We have several payment plan options that you can take advantage of. It's going to be an intimate class setting where we can really talk to you. This is live, of course, but there we can talk about deeper things and help you dissect your career and put together a strong career portfolio, strong resume, and LinkedIn profile that would attract all of those opportunities for you. Gilbert, do you want to add anything else?
No, other than I think with both of our expertise combining on this program, this program is designed for success. And I know many of you might be thinking, someone here asked about the fee of the program.
Mm.
And then right away, when it comes to spending money, we also then go into a little bit of that fear of, well, what is it? I'm going to spend this money. Is it going to work? So I just want to cover that right off the bat and say one thing is we've designed this program for success, and we're not here to just take people's money. We're here to actually help newcomers land their dream job here in Canada, in the domain, in the field, and get paid what they should be getting paid for the level of the expertise you're bringing into the table, without ever hearing no Canadian experience, or without someone telling you, I will hire you, but since you don't have Canadian experience, we're going to lower your salary. None of that bullshit. Pardon my language, but none of that bullshit that so many newcomers go through is that employers and so many people are taking advantage of newcomers and then lowering the prices because, oh, you don't have Canadian experience, but let me benefit from your expertise, but then I don't want to pay you that much, right? So this program is designed for success, and the reason we can sit here and say it's designed for success because we've been doing this work for years and years and years, and we help so many people already to land those jobs, get paid their worth. A lot of people don't even know how to put a dollar value on their brain or their genius or their talents, and we're here to help you put that dollar value. It's why we've been able to help people even land their first 6-figure salary jobs, double or triple their salaries. And having both of us, it's a surefire success. Like there's no room for failure. To be honest, when you have two coaches who have been doing this and they're now combining their expertise and coming together as a powerhouse to really help newcomers, there's no room for failure. The only thing there is success waiting for you on the other side of this call today. But are you willing to take that leap? Are you willing to bet on you? That's what it will come down to. And anyone that sees the price and may have a little bit of like, oh my God, here's one thing I always tell people when they see the price and they get a little bit scared. Don't see money leaving you, but see money coming back. I always do this one exercise when I'm spending money that I just say, thank you for giving me money to spend. And I set the intent that whatever I spend, I get 10 times back. So I don't see money leaving. I see I'm going to get it 10 times back. So I happily spend money on what I need and what I want because I know it's going to multiply and come back to me. It's all in the energy that we give. So the energy you give to money is what you're going to get back. So if you're sitting there saying, I can't afford it, then guess what? You can't. Then you're always going to be in lack of money. But if you sit there and say, money's always flowing to me, I will always have enough money, I always have money to spend, then you will always have money to spend. So that mindset change needs to be there for us to be able to be successful. And this isn't about just paying for our program. This is for you for life. This strategy, this mindset that I'm telling you to do, it's a life thing, and it will change your life if you continue to see money as it's always and always enough for you. You always have enough. It's always flowing to you. Money is constantly flowing into my life. Money will always be flowing. So don't get scared to spend money because then you're never going to have enough. The energy, right? It all comes down to energy. But if you truly are tired of being in a survivor job, you are tired of hearing no Canadian experience, you're tired of being underpaid, you're tired of people taking advantage of you because you don't have Canadian experience, then this is the program that's truly going to change your life, and it's only going to take 60 days or less to do it. So it's up to you, right? You can continue keep wishing and praying that something's going to change, or you join a program and we're going to make it happen for you, because without strategies, wishing and praying can only take you so far, right? And we promise you, you will make the money back that you put into this program 4,000% back, because what we're going to end up doing with you, we're going to get you in that dream job, but you're also going to get paid above the market rate. You already made the investment right back in 60 days. So it's just a matter of 60 days. But here set it up that you can do a payment plan for 3 to 12 months.
Yes, you can do a 3 to 12-month payment plan. So paid as low as I think like $100 or $150 per month. So if you're in US or Canada, that is available. and you can take advantage of that. Like, there's no excuse. Like, if you're, definitely finances cannot be the reason why you're not joining this program. It's just if you feel like, oh, I can do it myself, and I think that's fine if you feel like you can do it yourself. But if you can do it yourself, how about all the things you've
You
been doing
wouldn't
till
be
date,
here. Let's
right?
be real. Let's be
So
real. I'm gonna
yeah,
keep it
and
real, guys. You wouldn't
yeah,
be here still if you can do it by yourself. You wouldn't have attended our masterclass if you can do it yourself. Maybe you could from the masterclass, but if you're still struggling, here you can try it on your own, no problem. Or you can come into the program and be in your dream job in 60 days or less, because guess what? You're not trying it on your own. We have a proven strategies, and you're gonna go implement
exactly.
our strategies, which is gonna speed up your results 100 times. So the choice is yours. You can try it on your own. We're not objecting to that, but that's going to take you try and error, right, to figure it out. We're cutting all that legwork and we're giving you what works right off the bat. There's no guesswork. You don't have to go figure things out. We're giving you what works, and that's why you're going to get results within 60 days or less, because we've done the trial and error.
Exactly. Oh yeah, for
We've
sure.
done it
Like
work.
creating blueprints, having proven templates like that work over and over. Like, there it's priceless. And being able to access that and work with us live. So this is not an online course. Like, I always believe in that live engagement, so working with you live and helping you to achieve that. And it's, please, if you're one of those people who think like, oh, when I get into a program, it's just going to be magic once I enroll, you have to implement, right? There's a lot of action to, there's homework to do that would be reviewed, right, every week. So you have a lot of work to do, in terms of getting those results and getting them real fast, right?
Yeah.
If you really want to take your career to the next level, this is really the lowest pricing ever for any program that, I have done, that, and we're just doing this to really help people. And we know that this is the time to speed up your your job search process and land those jobs. So we know that you can achieve this actually in the next 60 days. So we look forward to seeing you all in the program. If you know anyone that needs to be here, send them the link. The website is canadadreamjob.com. Very easy. Put it in your browser right now. You see all the information on the website. Anyone that needs to be in this boot camp, send it over to them. And of course, you can take advantage of the payment plan options that are there. Classes are every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We're starting next week Tuesday, and I'm excited to work with all the amazing people who have signed up for this program, and I can't wait to see you there. Thank you so much, Gilbert, for being here with us, sharing your expertise and, helping professionals around the world to leverage their skills and experience and grow in their careers. And thank you, everyone who joined us on this call today, on this session today. You're very welcome, Fauzat. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, Fauzat. Have a good night. Thank you so much, Inkiru. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tolu, as well. Thank you for being here. Inkiru, I'm really concerned about your situation, and I really hope that you would reach out to myself or Guprit, so we can talk more about your career, right? Because with a master's in HR, you definitely should be, you definitely should be in a fantastic role right now. Leveraging the experience and the skills that you have and getting an ROI on all the investments you've put into your career. Thank you so much, everyone who joined this live. If you are watching the replay, well, put replay in the chat. Let's know you're watching the replay. And of course, head to the website, sign up right now, join us, and, let's help you take your career to the next level. Thank you, everybody. And it is bye for now. Have a wonderful evening, guys.